and he's fallen in love with the idea, and he wants to kind of do the OKC 2.0, and he tried it with Russ, and it didn't work, and now I bet you Kevin Durant's like, hey, try it with me. But the problem is, I don't think New Jersey has the assets to make that move. They don't have the assets. I think he would have to do some really unique accounting. You'd have to kind of do what you see what the Knicks did today. They renounced, I think, 8 players, 6 or 8 players,
Yeah.
40 million in cap space for that to happen. So and I think the Nets don't have those players. They don't have the guys that are just cast off. They got Spencer Dinwiddie, and they got the shooter I like. I can't remember his name, but they got some good pieces. I mean, they made a playoffs last year without Kyrie.
Mm-hmm.
They're a 40-50 win team without Kyrie and Durant. So I don't think they have some pieces that they just want to discard. I know they got DeAndre Jordan's contract, but that's only about, that's not even worth 6 or 8 million. But I don't think they have the pieces to make that work. They'd have to get another team involved. So you got a 3-way trade coming with that.
Okay. Do you think it's going to happen?
I think it's going to happen. I think, one, GMs like to come in and coaches like to come in and clear house. They like to have their own players. They don't want to have something lingering. Anytime you have somebody who doesn't want to be there in this long term, and you can get more for him now because he has 2 years on his deal than 1 year. So you got to move him now, and you can get more play. The longer you wait, you're not going to get the assets back. So I think somebody will jump in, but I don't think it's going to be Brooklyn. I don't think it's going to be Brooklyn, him going to Brooklyn. It may have to, be a trade somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
But, there's going to be some teams that are going to jump in on this. I mean, teams that you think that are a player or two away, that you can get an asset or two. I mean, look at Philly. I think Philly's going to try to do something. I think Toronto's going to try to do something. I don't think Phoenix is done. I think the Clippers are going to do something.
Do you think that's going to work, the three of them, with the amount of minutes that they eat up off the clock?
Yes.
They're all going to get enough touches.
Yeah. I mean, Nash, you got to understand.
If I was Nash, he's got a headache coming.
Right. So, Nash the orchestrator of that 7-second, shooting 7-second. D'Antoni is his assistant.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to get up shots. I mean, if they average 125 points a game, they can each get 30. They can each get 30, 25 to 30, and you still got 20-some points for role players.
Okay.
So, I mean, that's the mathematical, statistical way.
Well, it's going to change Harden's game a little bit, though. Instead of chucking up all those shots that Houston put around him, he's going to have to change the way his game a little bit.
Right. Yeah, I mean, but I think people want to do it easy. I mean, people want to win easier, right?
Mm-hmm.
You want to win, you want to get your money, but I mean, it says a lot when you turn down $100 million.
Yeah, no kidding.
Honey, we just turned down $100 million.
Yeah.
We're gonna move to New Jersey.
Brooklyn now.
Double. Brooklyn, right?
Yeah.
Brooklyn, right? We're gonna move to Brooklyn, where we're gonna get taxed double. We're not gonna be taxed. We're not gonna have, and we're gonna have worse weather.
Complete lockdown right now.
Yeah, and they're on lockdown. So yeah. Yeah, somebody loves a lot. Somebody loves a lot in that relationship.
Yep, absolutely. Now, the same guy, same team, same city, different guy, Russell Westbrook.
There's only a couple. I mean, I think it's the Knicks. I think it could be Charlotte. I think it could be, some place with a lot of cap room. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a Western team like a Sacramento.
Okay.
Don't be shocked if Denver doesn't come into role play.
Very good.
Assets.
Good point. I've also heard Detroit as well.
Yeah, Detroit. Yep. Detroit. His guy who drafted him is in Detroit.
How
I can't think of the name.
how does one GM convince the other GM to take on that terrible contract?
Well, there's a lot of ways. Picks is one thing. Assets, bad contracts. If you could send back some cap relief,
Mm-hmm.
because everybody's going to try to run up. So the next free agent is Giannis. So you're trying to save money for Giannis. So if you can get some contracts off the books to save money for Giannis, then yeah. And then you kind of say, okay, listen, you're probably not going to get Giannis. The next free agency is going to be who? Maybe Dame Lillard. Maybe I think comes up in a year or
Mm-hmm.
two. Durant, somebody like that. So then you say, hey, you're not in for this, so why don't you position yourself for this? You know, you got
And
to sell somebody to maybe go down the road a couple years.
why is it that they can't get Giannis to get the supermax deal? Is that just something that they're going to be waiting on throughout the year, or what?
Oh,
Like,
you mean why he?
Why he hasn't signed and just like I'm going to stick around for a while or whatever else. Like, do you this trade?
I think he wants some pieces. I think he wants some pieces, which we see. That was surprising that they trade Drew Bledsoe and to New Orleans for
Drew Holiday.
Drew Holiday,
Yeah.
which is that's a great pickup.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually a great trade for both teams. Actually, I don't know who wins that trade. That's a great pickup for both teams. But yeah, I mean, I think he wants them to. And I don't think they're done. I think they still need one more piece. I did see one of the Lopez brothers turn down his option. That was surprising to me because I thought both of them worked well together. They love being together. They're working on their Chabacan language. They speak Chabacan, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're probably still working on their trying to be a stand-in for Chewy. But yeah, I'm surprised one of those. I'm surprised that one of the Lopez brothers turned down their option. So I don't know. I don't think Milwaukee's done. I think they still need one more piece to convince Giannis that this is the place that we're here.
Is there any more NBA talk that you want to do before we do some of the other stuff?
No, I think that's it. I think there's with the free agency coming and the draft, I think things are going to be more intertwined than they ever were. So it's kind of an exciting time, because things are happening very fast. So I just think there's just going to be so much stuff going, and it's going to be exciting. It's just, I think 5 weeks is the start of the season.
That's right.
Yeah.
I mean, we just got done with it.
Right. It's coming fast.
Yeah, it's crazy to think December 22nd is right around the corner like this.
Right around the corner.
I know. It's November. So tomorrow will be November 20th, and I don't even remember when it feels like yesterday was November 1st.
Yeah,
so
college basketball is starting in a week.
Yep.
So, I mean we're in the mix.
All right, what you got for me, my man?
I got some picks.
Love it.
I got some picks. I'm not going to pick against Iowa this week.
There you go.
I've learned my lesson. I in a way, I feel bad for Penn State. I love Kirk Franklin, right?
James Franklin, yeah.
James Franklin,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Kirk Franklin's the singer. Yeah, I love what he's done with that program. He took it from the bottom with all the stuff they had going on. Solid coach, good recruiter, good man, stand up. I don't like it when good coaches go through rough patches, and so I feel bad for them, but it happens. So I think Iowa again. I think Penn State's got some huge issues. So I like Iowa again.
So you like Iowa -3 on the road?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I think it'll be over 3. I think they're going to cover and go over. I would go over. I would pick the over in that.
Okay, over 3. You like Iowa to cover spread?
Mm-hmm.
What else you got for on there?
Iowa State. I think Iowa State's doing well. I like Iowa State. They're playing well. Kansas State's kind of, I like Iowa State. So I mean, yeah. Good pick.
Kansas is 0-6. Les Miles is on the hot seat. That's a good call.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And you know what? And I was a Les Miles fan.
Sure.
at LSU, but it's so fitting when you don't have the talent, and you don't have the speedsters, and you don't have these five-star recruits. Some of these coaches are just like everybody else. you know, you don't have anything in the cupboard. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of people are going to go to Manhattan, Kansas. Not a lot of five stars. So, you know, you could trick them and say, "Hey, we're in Manhattan."
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, Iowa State.
Okay.
I got Dolphins, Broncos. I love Tua. I'm an Alabama guy. Roll Tide.
Okay.
Uh, I was a little bit skeptic when they handed over the ropes early. They took Fitzpatrick's job. I was a little bit skeptical, but now I see. It's what we see now. Is what we saw in Alabama. I mean, that kid can play,
He can play.
right?
Yeah.
That kid can play. Yeah, he can play. So he's only going to get better. So I mean, Dolphins, big Dolphins, big. I got Packers, Colts. I love the pack.
Packers
Right,
getting
love the
points.
pack. Yeah. What is it?
They're getting points.
Oh yeah,
They're getting
yeah.
2.5 on the road.
You know what? Like we talked about last week, the Colts. We talked about Rivers. But I think Packers in that one. I could see that. Now here's a shocker. I'm going to go out on a limb, and as Kenny the Jet would say to Charles, it's got to be a strong limb.
Okay.
Cowboys over the Vikings. Cowboys over the Vikings.
Uh, okay. Let me see this one. This is Minnesota is actually favored by 7 at home against the Cowboys. What you're looking at here, we don't know if it's going to be Andy Dalton quarterback, which I heard it is.
It is. I think so.
Okay. Or Garrett Gilbert, the guy who came out of he was in the AAF for the Orlando Apollos, but he did look good in the last game that they played.
He did.
And so 2 weeks because they had a bye week.
They had a bye week.
Vikings on a short week. I like your pick. Take the 7 points in the Cowboys.
Take it and run. Take it and run to the bank.
Got to keep track of this. Yeah.
Right. Run to the casino. So yeah, that's my sleeper pick right there. So Chiefs. I love the Chiefs. Who they got? The Raiders, right?
Yeah, they actually
The Raiders.
they've
Yeah.
got the Raiders and where am I at seeing this here? This game for a while there's a worry that it's going to be played, but the Chiefs don't have anyone COVID. Raiders have 11 players. COVID is it can be a lot on you. The Chiefs are on the road. They're favored by 6.5. The last time they played was in Kansas City. Raiders actually won this game 40-32. But I do feel
know.
I feel
It was
good
a
with
shocker.
I feel good
It was
with
a
that
little
pick.
shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was a little shocker, but yeah, I think a little Chiefs payback there.
Oh, and off the bye as well. And Andy Reid off the
Right.
bye is really good. So I think the 7 is
Yep.
pretty good.
Yeah. And then my last pick, Seahawks. Seahawks.
That's
and
tonight.
Cardinals. That's tonight. Yeah, that'll be a nice Thursday night game. I love what Pete Carroll's doing out there. The defense has got some huge problems. And I like watching the kid from Cardinals. Is that Kyler Murray?
That's Kyler Murray, yeah.
Yeah. I love watching him play. I didn't think he was that good. I remember him at Oklahoma. I didn't think he was that good. I thought he was small,
Mm-hmm.
but obviously the coach is really putting him in great schemes. And he's the guy who got fired from Texas Tech, right? That's
Yeah, Cliff Kingsbury.
Cliff Kingsbury, great offensive genius. So I think those two work well together. But I don't, and he's beat them twice, I think, already.
Once.
Once.
You mean this year? Just this year?
Right. Yeah. So but I think Seahawks in that.
Yeah, Seahawks are favored by 3 at home. They're both 6-3. It's an important game for them in the division.
Game, yeah. Winner takes the home court, right?
Yeah, they'll be in leading the division, and it'll actually will swap out they would switch their spots if the postseason were to start after this weekend. Right now, Arizona Cardinals are the 3 seed, and I'm sorry, Seattle's the 3. Cardinals would be the 7, and then they'd flip flop or 6. I can't remember. Yeah.
Right.
So.
Well, it's some good football. I'm glad the NFL's getting through it. COVID's actually, it's having an extreme effect on sports.
Oh yeah.
And the world.
Well,
but you got to give it to the NFL. They've navigated around it as best they could. So they're giving us football.
Well, let's since it is a topic, and we talk a lot of basketball here too as well. Do you think, though, even though it's scheduled to happen, do you think the NCAA tournament is going to happen?
Yeah,
and not the tournament. I'm just saying the season. Heck, I shouldn't even go that far. Do you think the season?
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be an abbreviated season, like we see. What some teams are playing this number of games, some teams are playing this number of games. But I think the mini bubbles are coming.
Okay.
I think as they were saying the other day, and see the reason why, and I like it, but I don't like it. The reason why the NCAA is picking Indianapolis is because that's where the NCAA is based out of, right? So they want all the teams to come there, so all the hotels get money, because that's what they sold Indianapolis for years. Is we bring the tournament to you. The NCAA's deal is, in order for them to be an Indy, they have to have the tournament there every 4 years. So the men's tournament and the women's tournament have to rotate there every 4 years.
I didn't know that.
So they've made deals with all the hotels, all the restaurants, are saying, hey, keep building, because we're going to get you money every 4 years. So this is kind of the handshake under the table. Like, hey, we're going to bring all the teams here so all you guys can be booked. Right. And I'll tell you what, they could get it done. The problem is you can't quarantine that many people, teams. That's what, 64 times 20? So what is that, an extra 200 and something thousand people?
They said they're gonna have to be playing games on Mondays and Tuesdays to play all those games. It's gonna be
Yeah. So I think it'll be a mini bubble. I think what they'll end up doing is they'll just put the 16 teams and put them 16 in one city, 16 in another city, 16 in another city, 16 in another city. That's what I think will happen.
I think they're leaning towards having all of it in Indianapolis in one city.
Oh yeah. They would love to do that.
Yeah.
But I don't think logistically.
Gotcha.
They could do it. I don't think it can happen. But that's what they want to do.
Yeah.
Because then everybody gets money then, right? So, I think that's what they want to do, but I don't think it's logistically possible.
All right.
Yeah. And somebody said they were thinking about moving the women's tournament there to the same thing.
Jeez. Back-to-back weeks of that multiple. No, you can't do that. There's no way that can work.
There's no way it can work.
No, not at all.
So, it's hats off to the NCAA for trying this, but I think the mini bubbles are coming. I think you gotta spread it out. And you got to have some teams on the backup, I think, ready. The team goes 6-7 players, can't play. Somebody's got to slide in, kind of like how they did the TBT tournament.
Yeah.
The team can't play, next team goes.
I hear you. I hate that we have to cut it short because we're on a Zoom, but I don't want you to get cut off. We're going to be earlier next week. Are we looking still on Tuesday?
Yeah. Tuesday.
And we'll do it in person unless we have a talk, and I'll try to figure out a difference. If we can't do it in person, we'll look at into like a Google meeting, something that's not going to cut us off after 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey man, thank you for your time. I'll get this out to you. I got some links to get to you as well. I've got everything I need here. I appreciate you. Okay. Thanks for everything, and love talking with you. And next week. Oh yeah. Do you want to do some plugs real quick?
Oh yeah. Yep. TOG Construction, my guy Donnie, Venom Sports Training. Hey, we're still training. We're spreading out more. We're having more courts. We're doing more gym space. So we're still training at TBK. We're still training at Extreme Center in North Dodge. So we're taking more precautions. And so VenomSportsTraining.com and Phenom Camps. We're still doing the camps. We are set up for November 28th and December 27th and 28th.
Right on. All right. Thanks, my man. I will talk to you real soon, okay?
Yeah. Okay, sounds good.